meant to see this video, if you're someone who has known for quite a while that you are done with the 9 to 5 or the traditional way that you've been making money, whatever it is that you've been doing, that you've been making money, you're done with it, but you know that there is something out there. You know that you have the capacity to do more, to make more, to be more, but you can't get past the mental limitations, the stories you've created. You just can't really buy the story of you being able to do that. Like, you just don't believe it yet. And that's how I know that you're in the right place. This video is for you. This video, that is you, this video is going to change the trajectory of your life if you listen to what I'm going to say. And it's probably going to be my favorite video that I've made so far. I have some notes, but I really want to speak to the people that are in the place that I was in 5 years ago, but also the position that a lot of my favorite clients are in. A lot of people that really need to be making money, a lot of the people that I really want to be making money, people with good hearts, people with good intentions, people with a lot of empathy, people who've been through a life that has given them those skills that not everyone has, that the rest of the population doesn't have, because they haven't had to go through the experiences you've had to go through. I want to talk about not just alchemizing the things that you've been through and turning it into profit, because it's not direct. It's not like, oh, I've been through this thing and that's the exact thing that I'm going to sell, but it's learning how to identify the amazing parts of you. A lot of us call ourselves self-aware, and yes, a lot of us are self-aware, but we're calling ourselves self-aware when we're really just hyper-fixated on the things that are negative rather than looking full picture at who we really are. And then when we want to achieve something great, like leaving a 9 to 5, like something that I did and was really scary at first, or leaving the country, also did that, really scary, or leaving the traditional way that you've been making money, anything that's outside of what is, opting out of what is traditional, what is normal, and that can feel scary, but that is especially for the people that have had that burning desire, that have had the colorful life experiences, if you will, that need to be doing it the most. You need to be doing it the most because you have exactly what it takes. The things that you hid in a traditional job, right? These are the people that when I sit them down and we talk about, okay, tell me about what you've done, how you've made an impact. And they're walking me through it and everything, they're downplaying. Oh, I did this and I did that, but I don't really, and then I ask them a follow-up question like, how much money did that save? How much time did that save? Or who was impacted by this? And then it turns out to be this amazing thing. And it's not even just the impact that they're missing and that I'm like so excited by, but it's who they are as a person. You see the real picture, the big picture. You are someone who understands like the why, right? There are people who work really well in black and white spaces. And then there are people who can see outside of the box, and those are the people that need to be doing their own thing. And there are 1,000,001 ways to learn how to make money on this internet. I have paid thousands of dollars to learn how to create ads, to learn how to do social media and all of those things. But at the end of the day, what it comes to is overcoming your uniqueness. I believe that, I know that we're in this particular time where you probably wouldn't be watching this video otherwise. We're in this particular time where, because the economy is where it is, you're forced to do something that you like or that you enjoy or something that you love. Because now there are limited opportunities, and you have to, now more than ever, learn how to identify the skills and the talents that you have within you that you can learn how to utilize. Because no matter what happens in the job market, no matter what happens out there, if you can really truly have such a clear connection with yourself that this is what I'm able to capitalize, I hate using that in this context, or this is what I can strengthen, this is what I'm aware of that I know I'm really good at, and this is what I'm going to do. There's a whole bunch of ways. No matter what is going on, it's imperative that you learn how to do that. That is the one skill that I believe that we're all missing. It's not really about learning how to make money doing this or that, right? It's really about learning yourself and learning how to identify the skills. So let's dive into that a little bit more. I've kind of narrowed down of hundreds of clients that I've worked with throughout my career. My favorite people are the people that are hiding themselves, because they're hiding themselves because there's so much, right? It's kind of like paradoxical, right? We see a lot of finance. I've worked a lot with finance bros or with people in the business space, finance, accounting, marketing. And a lot of those individuals, they might be Nepo babies, or they just might have had it very easily. They don't give a second thought to whether or not they're qualified for a position that it maybe requires 2 more years of experience than the job description calls for, or than they actually have, right? But the people that could probably do it because they've had maybe experience out there in the real world that could, you know what I'm getting at. Moral of the story is, you need to get past your fears. That is the point of this video. I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to talk about why you really need to start getting out there. You need to, and getting in there really, and learn about what you can do going forward, that you can learn how to make money online and give yourself the freedom that you know you deserve. So in the hundreds of people that I've worked with throughout the course of my career, here is how I've taken some notes here. Here's how I would break it down. The main thing that I think that limits a lot of people is what I call the shame fortress, right? There are people who might have 1,000,001 ideas of what you could do to make money, but then you think, oh, well, someone else is already doing it. Or then I have to make videos online and I don't really know if I would do that. I don't really want to be seen. I don't know if I'd be comfortable doing that. My uncle or my sister, my cousin, my third cousin, twice removed, is going to see this video online. That one girl I used to work with back in high school is going to see this online. These are also the people that when they receive a compliment, they just don't know how to feel about it. Someone compliments you and you feel in your body like you feel uncomfortable. Maybe because you feel like that's not true. You don't know how to accept a compliment. And that's okay. I get it. I've been there. When you're building anything that is giving a lot of value, giving massive amounts of value, or where you're getting money in return, you are going to have to learn how to receive compliments, how to receive feedback, right? And that's fine. That's something that you can totally do. You have the capacity to do that. And it's actually, that's not hard. And that's the law of exchange. Shame is the shame fortress that we all live in sometimes, that we have to learn how to move out of. Says that I shouldn't want what I want, and maybe it's too big, or maybe I shouldn't do this. And there is no actual reason. That's not actually the truth. When it comes to overcoming shame and creating something of your own, it's not about replication. It's about cultivating your own talents, cultivating your own skills. The next category of people that I think are going to be amazing at making their own money are the chameleons. The people that know how to do 1,000,001 different things. They're always skillful, learning something else. You have a lot of hyperfixations. You just move from one thing to another really easily. You never have a hard time learning how to do something. And you get to this certain point in execution where you just hit a wall and then you learn something new all over again. Someone who's a chameleon might be hyper vigilant, may be able to solve a lot of different things, but they're also coming up with 1,000,000 reasons why they can't do that thing. Another characteristic or another category could be visibility. This is a huge thing, I think, with a lot of different people that I've worked with, and even myself. When I moved from writing resumes and meeting with clients individually on a contract basis to working on my own and posting videos online to get clients, when I made that switch, even though the foundation of what I was doing was the same, I had to get through my visibility issues that I didn't even know were there. And I see this a lot too come up in a lot of different ways, right? A lot of times we are afraid to be seen out there because we don't fully understand, well, how are we going to be seen out there? And we want to control how we're seen out there. When in reality, sometimes we're afraid of seeing very aspects of ourselves because we don't fully understand different aspects of ourselves. And that's okay. We don't need to fully understand because the journey that's exactly what it is. You are learning about yourself as you go along, but we feel like we have to know it all now and then solve it. And then once we solve it, then we'll be able to move on. But you're never going to get anywhere if you want to solve it now and then move on, right? Making money happens as you grow. You're going to be able to sell something based on what you know or what you've been through, not something that you have yet to go through. And regardless of which of these categories you fit into, it could be that you are a people pleaser or you are someone who's afraid of making a decision or afraid of spending money. These are all things that are limiting you. And these are all things that you do not have to heal these things in order to get past it. You don't have to work on it. People think that, oh, I'll make money once I heal, or once I lose weight, or once I heal the acne on my face, I will show up in a better way. You keep waiting and you keep setting these new milestones, and then those milestones are going to continue to be pushed along because that's not what it's about. And you're going to continue to feel this huge misalignment in your life because you know that what you're capable of doing is not aligning with what you're currently doing. And you're probably going to, if you watch my videos a lot, you're probably going to get tired of me saying this. But please listen to me when I say this. Nobody else is you. You are the expert in you. Yes, there are a lot of people on this planet, but there's also a lot of videos on how to make money, how to do something. You're wondering, oh, why haven't I talked about the money part? Because it's really not about the money. There are a lot of different ways to learn how to make money online, to learn how to do this, and there's a lot of people making money online. There's a lot of people buying things online. But no one else has lived your life. No one has gained the expertise and the experience and the knowledge and the skills and the talents that you specifically have. No one knows it in your combination. You could look around and you can say, well, I know that I could sell my coaching services doing this. I know that I could sell a digital product doing that, but I see other people doing it. But no one else is you though. No one else is you though. So figure out that you've got to decide, are you willing to decide that the world needs to see you? You will get over your fear of being seen by letting yourself be seen. You will get over your fear of being seen once you allow yourself to be seen. You will make money once you get over your fear of being seen. You will make money once you decide that you are someone who makes money, that you are someone who can make money with the skills that you have. That's it. That's it. But there's a little bit more that I want to talk about. My question for you is, at what point are you going to allow the fear, the doubt, the people pleaser-ness in you, the shame, the stories you've created in your head, the limitations you've created in your head, what point are you going to allow them to stop you from making money? Because the thing is, the people that are making money right now, they still have shame, they still have fear, they still have insecurities, but they're doing it anyway. And you can learn how to make money. You can go through the steps because the formula is there. A lot of people are selling the formula. And I've debated this for a long time because I've been in the space of helping people identify their skills and learn how to make money with it for so long. So my question for you is, at what point are you going to stop allowing these things to get in the way of being the person that is going to show up regardless of the fear, regardless of the doubt, regardless of the shame? We don't talk enough about how suffocating it can feel to know that you're meant for more, to know your soul is yearning for more, but your mind has not convinced you that you can do it yet. And that's the reason why I do what I do, why I posted this video, and why I think it's going to be the most important video, because you think that it's going to be a lot. That's why I say making money online is easy. You think that it's going to be a lot, but really it's the limitations. We can create a digital product. We can teach you to create your own courses, to create your own, why I started this. The reason why I posted this video, the reason why I said that it's going to be one of the most important videos for you, is because a lot of people think that it requires so much work in order to make money online. They think that because there's a lot of different people saying that they have the secret, that this is it, that this is going to be the thing. And people are on lives 24 hours a day trying to teach you, sell you our digital product on how to do it. That's all fine and dandy. But what it really is going to come down to is you, and whether or not you are going to decide to show up regardless of the fear and the shame and your fear of visibility and all of that. Which is why in the Digital Income Club, we actually talk about those things. We give you the space to not only learn how to create a digital product for yourself, learn how to identify the skills that you have, but actually share your fears along the way, and then other people will comfort you, will be there for you, will hold you accountable. You'll have the opportunity to post your content, to post your samples, and for content planning, everything. These are things that I've experienced in my journey of moving from contract to working on my own, and having to get through all of the noise and all of the internal limitations that I created for myself, because I realized that it was actually so much easier once I just got out of my own way. I just got out of my own way, and then I realized I could really give myself the freedom. And that part is scary. I can purchase a course from every coach online about how to do this, but what they're not going to do is hold my hand and hold me accountable throughout the way. I had to do that. And you have to do that if you want to actually give yourself that freedom, give yourself the space and to the expansiveness of not only learning how to make more money, because that's a side effect of really becoming who you are meant to, by pushing away the noise, by pushing away the things that you have been taught that is you, but it is not really you. I believe that that is the best part, and that is really the movement that I'm trying to start here. So yes, it's about income, but that's a side effect. In the community, we allow and we give space for becoming that version of yourself, right? Through every single day, you'll have a check-in. I know it sounds a little annoying, but if you are ready, that's why it's not for everyone, but if you are actually ready to make that change, we're at this time where you can't really wait too much longer. You really have to start betting on yourself. You really have to start taking a movement towards that version of yourself, because we have to learn now to not only navigate the uncertainty, but know that we're going to be okay regardless of what's happening. And if you can learn that, which is something that we also are going to cover, learning how to identify your own skills, which is as we move through the next 5 and 10 years, learning to identify your skills and how you can use them regardless of what's happening is going to be so valuable. This is a space where we are going to build radical self-trust and acceptance and self-love and to get over your fear of visibility, to build something, income, and a brand that you are going to really love. And in our upcoming workshop on Wednesday, Wednesday, August 5th in the Digital Income Academy, we are going to be discussing defining who you are, which means identifying the skills that you have and learning how to use that. That's kind of where everything starts. We have a repeating workshop schedule. If you're interested in joining the club, that's a separate group than the Digital Income Academy, which offers more one-on-ones. Both of them will provide you some support if you're looking to start from the ground up. The club is for you. If you want more support in identifying the skills that you have to make money online, then join the academy. But I'm so excited, so happy for your journey. Whether or not we work together, I hope that you continue to build trust with yourself and continue to move forward. I love you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.